Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We got Connor and Kurtisha here. We're going to get an update from the last video. I'll put a link up here to their last one. But since we last met, they have gone shopping. We've got some big news here.
Yeah.
We submitted an offer. Submitted two offers. Tell us about the progress.
Okay, so we put in one offer last weekend, I guess, 2 weekends ago.
Okay.
And that was on a Friday, I believe, and that ended up going through. They went with another offer.
Okay.
So I went in as backup.
Okay.
I was like, sure, why not? And then ended up backing out of that the next day to put an offer down on another house. Waited a few days, extensions to get that to go through. And then they wanted a higher offer on that one. So that one fell through.
So house number 2 fell through completely.
Correct. Okay. So then a couple days went by after that, and then I get a text from the realtor from the first offer I had put down and said, the buyer just terminated their contract. Do you want to go back in as, like, put your offer back in?
Awesome.
And I was like, sure, let's do it.
Okay, so let me get this straight. House number 1, you put an offer.
Yeah.
They accepted someone else's. You went ahead and put a backup offer on it.
Correct.
Then you moved on and made an offer on house number 2. That one, basically, you lost that deal.
Yeah.
Then the seller's agent from house number 1 called you back up and said, hey, first buyer fell through.
Yeah.
Do you want to do your backup offer and play that game?
Yeah.
You submitted a new offer.
Correct.
For that
It's a
one.
brand new offer. I actually
Okay.
tweaked some things.
So they accepted your offer. Are you excited?
I am.
Are you excited?
Yes.
Yes. So what can you tell us about the house?
It's a 3-2.
Okay.
Yeah, like you recommended.
Perfect.
I don't remember the square footage actually. We've looked at so many.
18.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
not too big, because you got to pay for all that square footage. You got to maintain that square footage, and you got a full 2 bathrooms, not a 1.5.
Yeah, there's a fenced-in backyard, a nice jet.
Okay.
It's on like a nice, like fairly good street where it's like well kept, so that was pretty important to us.
Not a busy road,
Mm-mm.
not a steep driveway.
No, flat. Everything's flat.
Is it a ranch 1 level, or is it a?
It's actually 2 stories.
2 stories.
Yeah.
And do you have a bedroom on the first floor?
Yes.
Cool. Is it the master on the first floor, or just a bedroom? Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sounds great.
Yeah, and it was basically a flip. So it's an older house,
Okay.
but it's all been freshly painted.
I gotcha.
Some of the floors are brand new, cabinets look good, and so we didn't really want to do on this house like a ton of work.
Yeah.
We wanted it to be pretty much ready to go. We were willing to do some cosmetic stuff, but I don't think we need to do anything. We ended up getting it for
$235.
but that was with 5 towards closing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh.
5. So it's
$235.
$230 technically.
What did they list it at?
$229.9.
Okay.
Yeah. So right at asking.
You were able to put in a clause that asked them to pay for some of your closing for you.
With me upping my offer by 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't done that in a while. I've done that a lot in the past. I guess buyers don't care these days. I haven't really thought about doing that.
That's just really to like keep that cash on hand to be able to buy the next house quicker.
Yep, love it. Great idea.
Yeah.
One thing I will caution you about, I bought a flip house recently, and it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I've had the most trouble out of that house, and I probably won't buy from this guy again.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it just, there were a lot of shortcuts that they took, and I've had to repair so many things, thousands.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 10,000. I mean, it's pretty
Great.
costly. So when you get it inspected, which they will, even if I buy houses where I buy it not contingent on inspection or anything, I still get it inspected so I can figure out what I do need to fix and all. The inspector's coming tomorrow. And you're going to go over there during the last half hour or so. Connor's going to be there maybe the whole time. Yep. Tell him I don't want to know everything. I just want to know the big stuff.
Yeah. And thankfully, like, so they already did have one inspection done, and they like told me the things that was for the first buyer.
Okay.
So they told me like the 3 main things that came up on it, and said like this guy's gonna fix it in a couple of days.
Okay.
So, and I made it clear today. I said make sure those things are done before we schedule the inspection. So hopefully all that's taken care of.
So going back to the first buyer that fell through, they probably paid for that inspection. Okay, so they're like, they walked away and they lost that money.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff that you're saying came up on the inspection that the owner is getting fixed. What was it that caused the buyer to walk? Was it some of those big ticket items that the seller said they'd fix anyway? If the seller said they would fix them, why would the buyer walk?
For sure.
Any idea?
I really don't know.
That's a good question, but sure.
And the agent told me it didn't seem like it was anything that was a deal breaker that came up on the inspection, and it was easy fixes that the seller was willing to go ahead and do by himself. She said like maybe they just changed their mind and they used the inspection as an excuse. That happens a lot right now, she said.
Yeah.
So I don't really know.
Okay, well, since you actually have an excuse because you still have it contingent upon inspection, right? Be sure to ask that.
Yeah.
Get your agent to get that out of the listing agent. Is it the agent you're using is on the team of the listing agent?
Yes.
So they're a little bit of related entities.
Very much so. Like the listing agent is also the seller. He
Okay.
owns the house.
Okay.
I think that was the main reason I got pushed to someone on the team.
I got you. So when we met last time, they have refinanced the property they're living in. They got a pre-approval letter before going and making offers, because no one will take you seriously without that right now. One of the things that you guys did while you were doing your due diligence was to narrow your focus. I want a 2-3. I want kind of some of those things we talked about earlier that you got. And also you made sure that you can cash flow on this house. You know what kind of, roughly kind of what interest rate you can get. You know you can get a 30-year fixed. You know how much you're buying the house for. And you looked at Zillow to kind of estimate what insurance is and what taxes are. And so you kind of made a real simple little cash flow model. How's that looking?
I'm hoping it's looking like we'll get at least $300 to $400 a month. Would you say that's pretty accurate?
Yeah, definitely. And that's using Zillow's estimated rental amount?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then a mortgage calculator online.
I need to give you a spreadsheet I use to do that too. Awesome. Cash flow things real easy.
Awesome.
And then I have 3 little columns where you can kind of say, well, what if I can get the rent a little higher or something like that? You get a few scenarios just like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I can rent my places for a higher amount than what Zillow suggests. If you think about Zillow, you know, it's a big bunch of averages. You mentioned your house has just been completed by a flipper, and so it's all pretty and everything. So if you think about that, the inside of it and the outside is probably in better condition than houses around you.
Yeah.
Therefore, you should probably get a little more rent than average as well.
That's true. Yeah.
When you get to offering the rent, I'll show you the 3 different rent prices and deposits that I like to do. And that generally nets me more rent or more deposit. We're going to start you guys off right. A lot of my real estate friends think that I can do it, but they don't think they can. So they'll just do it like the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
You should definitely try it. Okay.
We will.
Cool.
We're excited to.
So $300 or $400 a month, positive cash flows. What do you think you're looking at?
Yeah.
So some people might say, wow, you're doing all this work, taking all this risk. You're going to be a landlord for $300 or $400 a month. That is a big deal. It makes you a little money while you're sleeping. The house gets paid down a little every month. It goes up a little, or actually a lot, every month these days. So
I definitely think of it as like they're paying the mortgage off too.
Yes.
So they're putting another, beyond the $300, $400 that goes in our pockets each month, they're paying like $1,500 towards our like total assets.
Yeah.
So that's huge.
It's probably a couple of few $100s a month that they're paying down the principal as well. So it's all these multiple streams, if you will. You also are going to save on your taxes for this. And so over time, you're going to make a lot of little things are going to add up. Yes, the $300 or $400 a month is a big deal, and so you should be excited about it. As you grow your portfolio, it gets exciting. Well, great. I'm excited for you guys. I look forward to hearing some more progress after the inspection and how closing goes. Connor, any words of wisdom with what you've gone through in this piece of the process?
Be patient. You can get stressed and kind of hung up on one property. Kind of seems like, you know, the only one, but there's plenty of houses out there. You may not get every offer, but just it's a numbers game. Keep putting offers down. It's going to happen eventually. You'll get frustrated, but it's okay. It's going to be all right.
I agree, especially like it can be discouraging thinking about the number of people that are going down with cash offers and stuff like that, or like way over asking. Every realtor that I've talked to brought that up. They're like, we're going to try. I think this is a good offer. This is a strong offer that you've got, but it's super likely that there's a stronger one. But at the end of the day, we got one. So
yeah, that's a great point, because when I'm buying for cash and no contingencies, and I lose deals.
Yeah.
And so you guys had a contingent upon inspection. You talked them into letting you pay more to pay some of your closing costs.
I also got them to pay title policies, which they were not going to originally.
That's amazing. Great job. You learned a lot of stuff. You've done so many things right here that people don't ever get right or learn about. Getting the seller to pay your title policy, that's generally about 1% of the purchase price. This house is $230, so you're talking maybe a couple $1,000, $1,500, maybe $2,000, somewhere in that range. That's one of your biggest. Yeah, it's one of your biggest closing expenses, and that just gives you an insurance policy that the title is clear. If there were ever anything wrong with it, the title company would pay, the insurance company would pay for it. I always buy one of those. You don't have to, but getting them to pay that for you is a great job. I would say most of the ones I bought in the last 2 years, I've been unsuccessful getting them. Yeah. So great job.
Yeah, thank you.
Over the next few days, after you get the inspection, you might have a little more downtime, right?
Yeah. I just know I have something to do with the loan.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
I have some emails from today I need to go and look through.
You'll also want to contact your insurance agent at some point to get an estimate. All they need is like the address. You can go ahead and do that now since you got it locked down. But congratulations, guys.
Thank you. Yeah.
Awesome working with you guys. And
Yes, you too.
So by the way, we just finished a workout at the Sports Barn Club. Be sure to hit the like button to help the YouTube algorithm. Share this with more people to help the channel grow. Hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video's out. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great week.
And make sure to check out the rest of Jeremy's channel. It's helped us a ton, so go check it out. There's a lot of great stuff in there. Thanks, guys.